Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Mika Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. It is Friday, which means it's time for Chibi Friday. Oh, before that, let me announce my charity of the month, which is Food Empowerment Project. We have actually already met and exceeded, thanks to a single donation, our viewer goal here on Twitch, but I also, the main thing I do actually, is to make a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. So please come watch my stream and bring your friends. Get the viewer count as high as possible so that I can have an excuse to make as big of a donation as possible. So yeah, it's Chibi Friday, and you can see my reference image up there is the selfie that I got for my fan package meeting Sean Astin at Gem State Comic Con. What was it? 2 weekends ago now, I think. Because it wasn't last weekend. And I had the idea in my head to make a little double chibify this image. So I'm sort of making just like, I mean, I've been making fan art for myself, but this is like extra. So that's what I was going to do today. And I don't usually do two chibis in one scene. It's kind of hard because their heads are really big, so we'll definitely have the pose will be different. So if you're looking at the reference image here, you can see we're like standing right next to each other, arms around each other's backs. That's not really going to be possible with the chibis having their heads twice as big as their bodies. So I was thinking of actually having the little image I'm holding, which was a commission from my husband to my sister to make that portrait for me for my birthday present, and meeting Sean Astin was also my birthday present. Anyway, have that in the middle where I'll have to have the bodies separated just because of the chibi proportions. So to start, get my favorite graphite mechanical pencil out, my cute little Celeste from Animal Crossing. Got that in Japan last year. I want to go back to Japan so bad. Okay, and we'll start with that. And just have to keep in mind, since I have the big reference image up over here, I've got to work a little bit off to the side from where I usually do so that I'm not drawing over here underneath the reference image. Okay. Let me zoom in. I actually have it open as well so that I can zoom in properly on my secondary monitor right here. And I'm thinking, so I have my mask on, and I'm glad I did because I ended up catching plague, so having my mask on meant at least I minimized my chance of passing it to anyone, including Sean Astin. But I think I'm going to take my mask off for the drawing, and just because I know what I look like, so I will take my mask off for this chibi drawing. Oh, Sarah, hello! With 5 little rangers coming in. Whee! How are you? So glad to see you. I hope you're not sick this time. I hope you're all better from your last cold or whatever and feeling great. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Okay, now I'm actually ready to start. Let me make sure this is, I feel like this isn't focused. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's focused. Hooray! Okay, so first, I'm going to draw the circles for our heads. And luckily, we both have, well, he has short hair. I have very long hair, but I always tie it up onto my head so that it's not all over the place and getting tangled and flying into my eyes and my mouth. So I have a short, that my hairstyle looks short. So that means I don't have to leave too much room. And since we're chibis, our height is going to be evened out. Chibis are all the same height. So about the same height. Trying to sketch lightly. Oh, wow. Crazy. Well, I hope it's crazy and manageable. We'll get through this kind of way. I was wondering a bit. I figured that if something really terrible happened, you'd message me, I hope, but you were writing to me and then suddenly there was nothing. So I was like, well, what's going on? Well, hopefully you can, at least during this stream, maybe you can just take a couple hours and chill out. That would be good. Hang out with me virtually online. Alright, torsos. So the chibis are the same height, but I will get our body proportions a little bit closer to what they are in real life. He is wider than I am, and also has a male frame. I have a female frame, and then our legs are in different poses too. So his legs, this one is standing out forward a bit, and this one standing back, a little foot coming out, and this foot is, can't really see it, but it looks like it's turning out this way if I follow the way that the pants are. That side seam, that inside seam, what is that called? Inseam, right? Yeah. Okay, got those legs in there. How about me? So a little indication of the female frame, and then my legs are like together. One foot sticking out this way, the other foot sort of sticking straight out forward. Maybe I should bring these legs closer together on my chibi. They're not looking right, so let's erase and try again. I still remember, actually I think it was my sister Satoita, who is here in chat sometimes. We were at a convention together and I needed to do a Harley Quinn from Batman chibi, and that, with her advice on how to do it, I could not figure out how could I make this chibi body look female. I can't get it right, even though I myself am a female. So I'm like, what? Why can't I figure this out? Well, she helped me figure it out, and ever since then I've been able to draw female looking chibis without any issue. So nice. There we go. That's better. And this foot coming out like this. Okay, let's do the arms. So, for my arm on the left, yes, I have to do the L in order to tell which is left. It's holding the picture up, but I want that picture to be in the middle for this because the chibis have to be separated because of their giant heads. So maybe I'll just do like me holding my arm up like that, but with like a cute little, like a hooray kind of, yes, kind of, this kind of thing. So I'm trying to do better with my description of what I mean, but that one I don't know how to describe it any better, so. A this kind of thing. Yeah, that's good. And then the other arm have out to hold the illustration. Let's draw the little square for the illustration. And I thought it'd be really nice. I'm not going to try to draw the, let's see, it's not a caricature, it's a portrait. To draw the portrait of Samwise, I must see about taking the, oh wait, I can point this way. It's taking this image, taking that square, and digitally putting it right here. I'm going to see about doing that. I'm just going to leave this a rectangle. Lexi is here too. Hello! Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Yay! Oh, thank you. That's the selfie I got. My birthday selfie, birthday present with Sean Astin. Yay! So I'm just cheapifying it to make it it's even more fan art. It's like a meta kind of fan art. Fan art of a fan photo. And I am a fan. And it's fan art of a fan. Look at those dancing cats. What in the heck? Well, how are you? Are you looking forward to the weekend? Your Saturday's probably already started, right? Or close. It's got to be close. Okay, I need to... Let's see. Okay, so his arm on the right is showing it off the image. That portrait. So we can easily, we don't even have to change this arm for Chibi. And then the other arm, I'll do the same as what I did with mine, is holding the portrait. Yes, me like this. Oh, 19 minutes. 19 minutes till the weekend. Gotcha. Hope it's going to be a wonderful final 19 minutes of the work week for you. Oh, excellent. I'm so glad you're doing all right. Yay. You're welcome. And how am I? I am good too. I'm so glad it's Friday. This week was a little tough for some reason. My mind was like, no, I don't want to do any work. But luckily my habits were like, let's just go ahead and do it. So I stayed productive even though the whole time my mind was railing against it. So I'm very happy that it's Friday because I've also been a little bit resistant to work today, but much better because I know the weekend is coming. Oh, I'm trying to take sips of my tea, but it won't come out. Come out, tea. Ah, it's this tasty, I made this, sorry, my words are failing me. I got my Vegan Cuts box today, and I got some herbal tea in it. So that's the tea that I made, and it's quite yummy. It's very strong and spicy. It's a chai blend, a spiced chai blend. Weird cup. Yeah, this does it for some reason sometimes. Sometimes it's fine. Other times I'm like, I'm pouring it and nothing is coming out. But I don't know. Maybe the tea is just a lot lower in there than I expect, so I'm not tipping it enough to get it to come out. Well, I got enough to wet my whistle, so that's enough. Okay. Let us continue. I want to move my reference image down, the one that's on my secondary monitor here, so that I can see how his legs are as far as how the pants fall. So I'm going to sketch that now. Try to capture these wrinkles in the jeans. Alright, that's good. And then this one, this kind of goes straight down here, and there's not really wrinkles until way lower. Oh! Yay! Thank you for redeeming that! You're the first one to redeem that one. How to say... Oh, I was going to say it in Japanese. Okay, I'm going to say weird cup in Japanese. Henna cup. Yay! Thank you! Thank you for redeeming that! Henna cup. Hen means weird. It's an adjective, so it's a not adjective. You have to put na, so that becomes henna. And then kappu just means cup, so henna kappu. little guy you put in there. I like that. I like that funny email you put. Thank you. Yay, that's so fun. No, you're the first one to redeem that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that. I've been keeping my brain open to any more little fun redeems like that. I don't want to do anything that's just, let's just figure something out in order to have one. I want it to be really fit my stream, you know, so I thank you. Oh, that's fun. I am learning so much about Twitch, especially like the past year or so. Thank you everybody for participating so that I can learn stuff about how fun it is. It's a nice one. Oh yeah, I'm glad you like it. It's cool because it's a way for me to practice too. I actually got the idea for that one from, I think it's Sea Crafts by Celia, who sometimes raids us, and we've raided her before. She has one. It's a similar idea, but I think it's Portuguese. I can't remember. But she has one like that too. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I could do that. So I'm also always looking at other people's rewards. I'm like, what can I steal and use it as a reward for me? He has, so it's cute. I'm gonna try to include it. Sean Astin's pocket has a earbud hanging out. I'm gonna draw that. I do though, for the chibi proportions, I like it to get even smaller and smaller as it goes down. But the way I've drawn the legs, they're too long for how I like my chibi proportions to be. They're not too long if you're just taking normal human proportions and then scaling it down. But I don't just scale it down like this. I scale it down like this. Oh, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm going to lower the point at which the bottom of his shirt lands, basically. I love having Chibi Friday. I'm glad I set Chibi Friday up because then I can just have fun doing this. Of course, everything I do is my own project, but Chibi Friday is purely for fun. Sometimes I'm making a thing for Twitch or whatever, but it's still just like, let's just have fun making a thing. Okay, I'm trying to see. It's kind of hard to see. So it looks like he has a t-shirt and then he has a sweater on top. I'm trying to see what the edge of the sweater, what the bottom hem of the sweater. I think it's not really... Okay, I think I'm seeing it. It just sort of ends. I expected it to have ribbing on the bottom, the way there's ribbing on... I don't even know if you can tell looking at this photo here, but there's ribbing on the cuffs. I expected that along the bottom, but I'm not seeing it, so I'll just draw it without it. All right. There, and even though it's covering up his pocket more, I'm putting this earbud in here. I think that's funny. It's gonna have little... Let me hold this up. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. Camera, how come sometimes you cooperate? Okay, there we go. There's this little earbud sticking out of his pocket. I like little details like that. In fact, let's draw this shirt sticking out a little bit, showing that it's coming out from under the shirt. Okay, moving up. He's got his special guest lanyard on, but I think, just like I'm going to take, not draw my mask on and draw my face with no mask, I shall purposefully neglect to put this badge in the image. So that means we're moving up, and there's some buttons here at the collar. Just to He was wearing really cozy sweaters both days that I saw him. I mean, I saw a picture of him on the first day, and he was wearing a super cozy looking white sweater. And then on this day that I actually got to meet him in person, he's wearing this super cozy gray sweater. And the outside of this sleeve is actually pretty smooth, but there's lots of wrinkles on the inside. Okay, moving on to the other side. Can't really see very well because I'm making up all of this arm, but using my existing knowledge of how wrinkles tend to go on shirts, I'll just draw them like that. That's probably good. Okay, moving over to do the same thing with me. Well, maybe I'll start at the top. So get my hoodie in there. And I'm doing like a yes kind of, I was gonna say expression, but that's not exactly right. Pose, move with my arm here instead of what I'm actually doing in the photo. And then there's lots and lots of wrinkles around my arm. And the hood, I'm gonna make a little bigger than what it actually is. Not actually big enough to go on the giant chibi head, but bigger in proportion than it is in real life to the sweater. And it's actually my Genso Suikoden sweater, or hoodie, but I'll just leave it plain red. Just make it easier. Yeah, I think I'll do the same. I gotta change the legs a bit here. This one was coming up too high. Big fluffiness of the hoodie. Hanging over the bottom. I don't know what you call this bottom part. Sarah, what do you call the bottom part? This part along the bottom of a sweater. Not hem. It's like cuff. It's like cuff on the wrist, but it's on the bottom. It's like a cuff, but it's around your hips. Oh, Sarah can't think either. Okay, well, at least we're not alone. Both of us cannot think of what it's called. Same thing over here. I'm having to just make up what does this sleeve look like because it is not in the reference image at all. That's probably good though. And here's the other part of the hood, and a little V here maybe where the hood is coming. I can't see the strings, but I know they're red. So I'll just draw the strings coming down. Oh, it needs to come out at more of an angle. I need a tiny, tiny eraser. Ah! There we go. Alright, moving down. Pants. My pants aren't as baggy, so there's not as many wrinkles. Alright. So small. Teeny tiny itty bitty feet. I'll hold this up so that you can actually see it better. How it's coming along so far. Now it's time to move on the heads. Got the bodies done well enough, I think. There are a little bit more details that I can add, but I'll wait. Like, you know, the inseams of the pants and stuff. Or the outseams. I guess that's what the outside seam would be called if it's called an inseam. I'm only guessing though, who knows? Okay. Chibi heads. Let's work on Sean Astin first. Just because I'm left-handed, so I'll be smudging less graphite by working on this one first and then working on this one. Working on the right one first and then working on the left one. Yes, being more descriptive. I'm doing it. Okay, his head is angled. Like this, but straight on. Actually, maybe move this over a bit. What I'm doing is tapping up all of the little eraser bits. They stick to the eraser and then I don't have to brush them away. I can just grab them in one go and make sure they actually go in the trash can. So that's why I'm always tapping when I'm erasing. Okay. Trying to get this angle right. I think that's all right. Okay. And the Chibi head formula, just like the height, doesn't really change much. And right now it's going to be creepy because I'm just going to draw big circles where I want the eyes to be. So for now he's going to have big creepy Coraline eyes. This also helps me judge the size and the distance apart and their placement on the head, etc. something that... Oh, thank you! Thank you very much, XC! Yay! Glad to think so! Even with the creepy eyes. Like some scary horror story or something. Ghost story. Something I think about a lot now when I think of celebrity people that I admire is the actress for Luna Lovegood. What's her name? Oh, I can't remember her name. Anyway, I was visiting her site recently, and by recently I mean like within the past couple of years. I'm not like that big into celebrities or anything, but I was looking at her site and she had a explanation of why she doesn't do like fan events anymore and autographs and stuff, and she said something like she had a moment where she... Oh, Ivana Lynch. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. She was like, am I going to be signing portraits of my 15-year-old face for the rest of my life? Or whatever. And I was like, you know what? That would be kind of creepy to do. Like, and that's just all you do for the rest of your life is sign this picture of yourself being a kid. And so I think about that, and so I was a little bit worried. I was like, I don't want to be like weird or something, but Sean Astin was very nice. So even like we only met for like 60 seconds because the line was so long and there's so many people, but he was still very nice. So I was like not worried about it after that. I was like, yay. He was cool about it, about signing a portrait of himself from what? The 2000s, so like 20 years ago. So it's the same kind of thing. There are lots of people bringing Goonies stuff, and so that's like 30 years ago. Okay, got his ear in. I've got most of his face outlined. Let's add the hair. So hairline, he's got this lovely little couple of curls coming right in the middle. Very cute. And then this one. There are things that are both easier and harder about chibifying a live, real person, not a animated or game person. Especially with their hair. It's both easier and harder. It's like it's kind of stylize it. But at least there's not an established style that you're working toward. You can just do your own stylization. So it's both easier and harder. And I guess overall it's just different. Yeah, he seemed like it from that little moment I got to meet him, and he... Like, I wish I had just, like, what is it? I think it costs, like, $70 a year or something. But he has a book club. And he's $70 a year, and you just read books with him every month. Like, what? That would be awesome. I love reading. So, I've always thought about, I want to join Sean Astin's book club. But I don't have that. That is a very superfluous... spent for me. There are many more hobbies more important for my disposable income. But I feel like someone who has a book club can't be too bad. And one of my friends met him at a previous convention, and he also said like he was a really sweet, awesome dude. So okay, almost done with this curly hair, but it's like curly, but there's also shorter parts. I'm not sure exactly how the hair is going. It looks like it's combed back here. I wanted to do a Chibi caricature in order to give it to him. But I'm glad that I didn't end up having time, because the way it ended up being with all the autographs he had to do, it was like going through an assembly line anyway. There wasn't time to be like, I drew this for you, here you go. So it's probably for the best. Okay, time to do his eyes and make them not creepy button eyes anymore. Oh, also he needs his teeth in here. His teeth are showing. I'll just do a little bit like that. Maybe I'll just do it all the way filled in. Stylize it so that the teeth are all the way filled in. I actually kind of want to, just for the sake of the chibi, make the mouth open a bit wider. Yeah, I think that's better for the proportions of the chibi. Okay, he also has glasses on, but I think I shall do the eyes first and then put the glasses on top. And that way I can be sure the glasses, I will draw the glasses in a way that won't obstruct the eyes. And again, since it's chibi, I am exaggerating the size of the eyes on purpose. And drawing these big circles is actually really helpful, because then it can help guide where the crease of the eyelid should go. But let's erase this bottom part now, because it makes it look like he has big tired bags under his eyes. I mean, he does have, you know, with his cheeks moving up, he does have lines underneath, but I don't want it to be like this big circle underneath, because this is an anime style drawing, so that will be it will seem very exaggerated. Everything is more simplified in the anime style. But now that I've done this, I think I need to lower his eyes. They're too high up. There's no room for the eyebrows. So I've done all this work, and now I'm going to erase it. It's fine. I can always just redraw it. I actually have to do this a lot. I always put the eyes up at a standard height for the facial proportions, and then I'm like, oh, I did it again. Drew them too high. So I'm not quite used to doing that. Let's lower those eyes, lower them down here. Do it again. That's actually better for where I drew the ear too. Big circles. Oh, that looks way cuter. Yeah. You gotta do the eyes really low on the head to make the cute chibi. That's my opinion anyway. Let's do it again. Draw the eyes. Okay, get these bags off of his eyes again. Boom. Oh, wait, oh, get that off there too. Little bits of eraser dust. And now we can put the eyelid creases back in. And his eyebrows. Oh, I gotta move this because this is in the way. The clip on my clipboard is in the way. Actually, it has similar eyebrows to me. They're thicker, but they're also like really light colors so that they look rather insubstantial. That's how my eyebrows are. My eyebrows have hardly any hair to begin with. In some photos, you can barely tell that there's an eyebrow. I want to use the small one. Getting there. Still looking rather lifeless and creepy, but that will be fixed once we add more details to the eyes in particular. Just trying to get the balance right on his eyes. I keep thinking one looks too big, then I draw it bigger, it looks too small, then I draw it bigger, it looks too big. That's good. Okay, let's add the irises. Give the chibi a little bit of life and not be a zombie. A white-eyed zombie. I can't decide how big to make the pupils. His pupils are really constricted? What's the opposite of dilated? Because dilated is when they're big. They're really constricted in the reference photo, and they're quite small. Which is nice if you want to show the iris, because there's lots of iris visible. But on a chibi, it looks kind of creepy. Chibis look cuter with a bigger pupil. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and increase the size of the pupil even at the cost of the lovely iris. Okay, I think that's good. Aw, this looks so cute. Okay. Give him a little bit more angle on his face. He has got quite a round face, but I've made it too round, I think, so let's give it a little bit more angle. Change this again. Yeah, that's better, I think. It looks like, I'm gonna double check. Yeah, there's not very many wrinkles on his shirt. Maybe one like right here. And then a little bit coming out where his arm is bent. Okay, let's move on to my face. I'm going to do what I can with this image, but I'm also going to get a selfie. Not take one right now, I'm just going to look at my pictures. Find a selfie of myself, which I take one almost every single day. Like, this is the one I took today. Yay, there I am. I went on a run. Friday trail run day. This actually, no, it's not showing. Wait, I've got my eyes in this picture. Although my eyes are kind of blurry in this picture. No, this is actually would be great. Because it's got my teeth. It's got my teeth on it. Okay. I know I said I was going to move on to me, but now I feel like cleaning up these lines over here. Do my face. So circle from my head. And my face is turned like a 3/4 view. And angled a little, so if this is the front of my face, or my actual, like looking my face straight on, it's turned like this, and also seems to be a little bit angled like this. Although, it's hard to tell. It's like this and it's turned to angle back. Or maybe it's just straight on and it's hard to tell because of the mask. Okay, when I'm looking at the eyes, it's definitely tilted this way because the eye that's farther away from the viewer in this photograph is a little lower, so it's definitely so tilted this way and tilted this way. Hopefully my little hand explanation makes sense. I don't know if it does. So if it is tilted that way, I need to change the tilt of this line, this guideline, and then put, oh right, let's make the eyes lower to make them cuter. I don't have to redraw my own eyes too. There. 10 minutes to break time. Okay. Draw the outline of the face. My ear is all messed up looking in the photo because I have my mask on. So I'll just do my best to make it look right. look as it would with no mask on. And my earrings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my favorite number. Well, 4 is my favorite single digit number. So that's why I chose to get 4 over time. I didn't get them all at once, but over time to get 4 pairs of ear piercings. So I'm drawing the edge of the head as it would be with no hair on it, so that I can tell how far out I should draw my hair. Let's put those big creepy button eyes on though. Well, this one might be at a bit of a I don't know how to say what I wanted to say. It would be elongated because of the angle, I think. Like an oval, a bit of an oval shape instead of a perfect circle. Trying to make my Chibi mouth bigger because I made his bigger just for the sake of the Chibi, but to keep the smiles in proportion, I'll make my smile bigger. Okay, add my hair in. I just have my normal everyday hairstyle, which is I braid it off to the side and then use bobby pins and wrap it around my head. Then I can have long hair, long princess hair, but it doesn't get in my way, it doesn't get all tangled, it doesn't fly into my mouth if it's windy. And it looks pretty cool too. So many people are like, whoa, I didn't realize, I thought that was a headband, but it's your hair. It's like, yay, this is a super easy hairstyle and it looks good too. Maybe I'll bring my hairline down just a little bit high. And I do have a somewhat higher hairline naturally than other people, but I think it had it too far high. So let me think, because it's hard to tell what's going on in the photo with my hair, but I know what is going on in my mind. So if I'm looking at myself in reverse, yeah, this would be the thickest part of the braid right here. And it rolls along and gets thinner and thinner. There. But there's lots of little... So my hair is curly too. Another reason why it's so easily tangled. And especially at my neck where the hood touches the hair. So I'm going to draw little curly bits coming out here and there. I like this book I read for how to take care of curly hair, which totally changed my life. Sounds kind of extreme, but it did. Like, the reason I've been able to grow such long hair is because I learned how to take care of it properly from this book. And the author of that book calls it a halo when your hair is all frizzy because you have curly hair. And I'm like, oh, I like that. So that's what I think of it now. It's my halo. It's not frizz. It's catching the light. I like positive thinking like that. In general, not just about hair. Okay, I think I got my hair good. So let's draw my eyes. Eyes and eyebrows. My barely existent eyebrows. My eyes are so happy they're all squinty. They're not open very much. And the crease for the eyelid. The crease of my eyelid is much closer to the edge of my eyelid. So hopefully I'm capturing that. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yay, I'm glad you're loving it. It's been a lot of live action. I don't know how to... Real people. Cheapifying a lot of real people recently. The last 3 projects. It's nice to do because I've done a lot of chibi pets. So lots and lots of cats and dogs. Which is totally fine. I mean, I love cats and dogs. But it means that I don't get as much practice with humans. So it's nice. Nice to do something different. My eyes are so dark brown that they're basically black. So I'm not even going to... Well, I don't know. I guess I can... It's a chibi, so I can just go ahead and do what I want. I will make the brown of my eyes visible. They really are, though, in this... you can't tell in here. It's so small on the live stream, but... I've got the photo zoomed in on my screen over here, and it's oh! Wow, nice! I'll finish my thought. My eyes are completely black. There is no hint of brown. There's not even a little shiny in my eyes either. They're in shadow as well. But Exie very clever. Redeem the say something in Japanese break time because it is break time. Very nice. Very nice. Me likey. Yes, well, first I shall fulfill the reward. So break time is, let's see, probably yasumi no toki. So break is yasumi, and no is, we'll just say put no in there, and then toki means time. So yasumi no toki. And it is break time. Yasumi no toki desu. So thank you for that. Thank you not only for redeeming that, but for doing that so that I remember to take a break. I am getting so into this, but my back is also killing me, so I very, very, very much appreciate that. I'm gonna put my little be right back here. I hope everybody else will also take a break. I'm gonna go stretch and stuff, maybe have a little snack out of my vegan cuts box. Oh, look at this adorable little thing you posted. It's adorable. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you're also back too. Hope you had a great break. I did. I had, out of my vegan cut box, these, yummy. They're little chocolate squares. I shared them with my husband. One is peanut butter filled and the other one is pistachios, almonds, and cranberries. Well, this one's peanut butter filled and also peanuts on top. Super yummy. Now I want to wash it down with a little tea. Maybe the tea will actually come out of this cup. It took a long time, but it finally started flowing. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's because there's no, like, there's no little hole or something for air to flow in as the water flows out. Like, sometimes there's like a little pinprick hole somewhere up top. Maybe that's why. It's like the pressure won't allow the fluid to leave. Okay. I'm all refreshed and ready to go. I'm so excited. All that's left is to draw my almost invisible eyebrows. Oh, I gotta switch this around. Boop. I need some magical clipboard that the clip is somehow magically flush with the rest. And then I won't have to do this. But I have to move it because this prevents me from drawing in the most natural way. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, that eyebrow is off. It's not as high up as the other one. Not that big of a deal to have to move the drawing around. Maybe they're both a little too high, but I kind of like where they are, even though it's not the same as the reference. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. The thing is, maybe push this one back a little bit. Oh, but then it's so small compared to the other one. We're gonna get this. I've drawn so many lines now, it looks like a really bushy eyebrow, but that's definitely not what my eyebrows are. My eyebrows are barely existent. People have told me, like, you should draw your eyebrows in, you should fill your eyebrows in. I've done it before when I do like a full face of makeup, when I have super heavy makeup on everything else too. Then I'm like, sure, let's do the eyebrows too. But for my everyday easy makeup that I like to do when I'm going out, meh, I don't care. That's all I do for my everyday makeup anyway, which I call it everyday, but I don't wear it every day. I only wear it when I'm like going out for lunch with friends on Sunday or something. Or like I wore it. This is what I wore for this day. Just do a little tinted hydrator for the skin, mascara on the eyes, and then blush on the cheeks. And also I put it on my eyes too. I actually do my blush like I do my blush on my cheeks, on my chibis. Like this. Okay. Yay! I'm just looking it over. I was thinking of... Okay, first I put some nice texture in my eyebrows. I'll get a little bit for Sean Astin here. Although this one is going a little bit farther down. Let's bring that up compared to the other eye. Oh, that's better. So what I wanted to look for is stuff like seams. Oh, I didn't put his glasses on. There you go. Let's put his glasses on. He's got square rim glasses. They're only got frames on the top and like the top half, including the half of the sides. So let's put those on. Maybe that's why I was like, this isn't quite looking like him, but let's put these glasses on. I bet it will help a lot. Round on the corners. Round on there, on that side. It's rather straight across the bottom, but still with those round corners. And then the outside part angles in, but not quite as much as the inside where the bridge of the glasses is. The nose bridge. And the bridge just seems like a simple piece of silver colored metal. Okay, we're getting there, but the angle isn't quite right between the two lenses, so let me try to fix that. Oh! Chappy, do not bark just because someone comes down the stairs. Oh, startled me. Probably startled everyone else too. Sorry about that. She didn't used to bark, but she does now. Someone comes down the stairs when we're here in the studio together. Someone come on. Someone's coming. It's fine, Chappy. We don't need to know. Okay, just working on getting these two lenses as symmetrical as possible. Oh, hold on though. Suddenly, I felt like I need some chapstick. Or some lip balm, since chapstick is a name brand. But it's kind of like Kleenex. Kleenex is the name brand, but that's what I call tissues. So the same thing with this. Add this nice leaping bunny. What is it? Plum? It's like plum or something. Plum apricot. Okay. Back to this. These glasses. Trying to get them. Trying to get them even. There'll probably just be a point where I have to say, well, that's good enough. It's really hard. Probably the hardest thing for me to draw is stuff that is artificial. Like cars and Gundams and glasses. Because they're made by machines, so they're perfectly symmetrical, and it's so hard to draw that. I think I've got it way better than it was though. Ah, I'm almost out of eraser. I tried to grab the little bits off and I pulled the eraser out. I'm pretty sure I have refills though. Let me check real quick though. Hold on a second. So if I have a refill, I want to put it in my kit while I'm thinking about it. Eraser refill? Oh, you know what? I think they aren't in these drawers. I think they are in this one. consolidated all my erasers into here a couple of years ago. And it looks like I do have. Yep, this is it. Mono 0, and it's the circle one. Sweet. Well, I will just get this out and put it in here. Or you can't see that I'm tapping here on in my kit. Put this back. Since I'm so close to gone on this one. Once it goes, I have this. Where shall I put it though? I guess I'll put it here. Maybe it'll fit. Can I put it on this side? There, we'll do that. Well, you can't even see what I did. I put it right here. Okay. Yeah, I think this is that point. This is that good enough point. So now let's add the bridge. And in order to do that, I'm going to use this ruler to make sure it's that same level. It's on a level with the two lenses. And then there are the, oh, I can't remember what they're called. Those little bits that you can adjust that hold onto your nose. You can see those. They have a proper name and I can't remember them at all. Alright, and then the frame part for the glasses actually comes out from the lens and is only on the top half of the glasses. And goes down to whatever this thing is called that holds it onto your nose. And now the legs slash arms. I've heard both. I've heard people call them arms and legs. The two little stick parts that stick out and go behind your ears on glasses. Gotta add those in. It's an interesting, it's not just straight, it's got a little triangle shape on it. Oh, and actually it attaches higher. And here's that triangle shape. Yay! Just checking, it looks like one of the lenses is bigger at the bottom. Yeah, this one is slightly, just barely. Let's raise it just a bit. There we go. Oh, something I didn't put. I have freckles. So, what I usually do is just do four little freckles on each cheek. Because I don't have very strong freckles, but they're all over my face, including like on my lips and everywhere. And of course you can see it's the same kind of thing on my hands. They're fairly light, but they're all over like this. So to represent that in a stylized way, I just do four little, because 4, as I said, is my favorite single digit number. 4 little freckles on my cheeks. Just to represent that. Okay. Yay! think I'm ready. I'm ready to ink this. I'm gonna hold it up close. Oh, with the reference image, I gotta hold it slightly different than usual. Let me make sure it's focused. There we go. So here's how the pencil lines are looking, I think. Yeah, it's ready to go. Because I'm just going to, I mean, maybe I'll try to draw something in here, but I think it would be really funny to just leave this here and then take the image and just Photoshop it right in the middle into the Chibi drawing. So that's my idea. This is all just for me anyway. It doesn't really matter if I put it on the final piece, like the final physical piece, or if I just do it digitally. Oh, Satuita, hello! How are you? Are you all done? Are you relaxing now? Are you still enjoying this tea? Satuita is at my house right now. We're drinking the same tea. I made more of it. Oh, yep. I don't know which thing you're saying yep to, because I asked you like 50 questions at once, but you drink it all. Did you drink all of the second pot? I made a second pot with the same leaves. You are free to have more if you want. I intend to have more. Since it's herbal tea, you can drink as much as you want at any time of the day. Okay, I'm going to put away my graphite pencil. I don't need that. I won't need this ruler anymore. The ruler has to share space with this eraser refill now. Come on, man. Y'all gotta learn to live together. Oh, I see. It was getting caught on this plastic. There, I'll put them in together. There you go. There you go. I will need my erasers still though, but after I'm done inking. Sweet, 35 minutes. Let's see if we can get the inking done. I'm going to use my Sakura Micron set. I've got the, or the Sakura Pigma set. I've got the Micron set here. This is the PN and then the graphic. So first thing I'll do, my favorite thing, outline with the graphic 1. A big outline over the whole thing. I'm thinking. Hold on, let me cap my pen. I gotta think about this for a second. Should I bother inking the image? Not caricature, portrait. The portrait that they're holding between them. Because I don't know if this is the exact same size as that picture. If I ink it, I might have to change it anyway, so maybe I should ink it, if I do ink it at all, digitally. Yes, I think I shall. I think that's what I'll do. This is just completely placeholder right here, this rectangle. Because actually what I could do is take that image from the photo, the portrait, and then just add a stroke on the outside with Photoshop, and then I just pick a color that's like this and it'll blend in perfectly. I've never quite made anything like this before. I have some interesting decisions to make. So I've got my little halo frizzy hairs. I'm going to ink those with a small pen. So I'm just doing this outline on the main bit of the hair. Yeah, and I think I'll ink all the way down. Around his little earbud there. Wait, what? You were thinking about Samwise telling Frodo what to hang on to. What do you mean? I'm confused. I'd already be up for another Lord of the Rings marathon. Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth is my favorite thing. Just in general, I think. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I also want, because their heads are so huge, to take this line under the chin as well. So that's how big their heads are for my chibis. That they would get the same size line. At least I think so. At least for this picture. Oh, yeah. Yep. That's like such a true thing too. It's not like a epic, oh well, because it's in this story. Like sometimes you really do need to think about that in order to, when you're facing the realities of this world. And then you can just think about that. It makes you feel a little better. It's not all terrible. There's good. Do my best to be part of the good. And I keep having to change this. My hair, the strands of hair are very thin, so I'm using this very small Micron 01. Oh, wow. Goodbye, little ivy plant or whatever. But I guess it would have eventually gone after all my mint grows in. Alright, I think there's a little more I want to do on my hair, but I feel like I need to ink the rest of the stuff, like at least my ear. And maybe even the rest of the face. Well, I'll just let the mint grow. That's one of the things I like about mint. It just grows and grows and grows like a delicious smelling weed. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to a larger size. 03 to do the face. I'll leave the eyebrows and do the eyebrows with the smaller pen. Yeah, mint tea is delicious. Yep. It's like the base for so many herbal tea blends because it's so good. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm thinking about getting, so for everybody else, I'm thinking about getting a bunch of herbs and some green leafy veggie plants and also strawberries to put in my pigeons' aviary outside. Make it more interesting for them, and then we will have these yummy things to harvest sometimes too. Or the pigeons might want to eat them. I spent lots of time making sure that they're all bird safe plants and all this stuff, so I have a nice list picked out. Plants also that grow here, or can be grown here anyway. Alright, I think I need to go to a smaller pen for all these little wrinkles on the clothing. Let's go to 02. In fact, I think I'll do the rest of the clothing with the 02. Drawing a chibi of an image that was taken at a convention is giving me vibes of being at an artist alley. Like, I used to draw these types of chibis as on-the-spot commissions in artist alleys of fan conventions, and it's reminding me of that. It's like giving me some nostalgia. Ooh, yummy. I love chickpeas so much. They are so good. They're so good in like so much stuff. And now that I know that there's a such thing as chocolate hummus, I'm like, man, even chickpeas are good as dessert. It's amazing. Yeah, that sounds delicious. Chickpeas. Yummy. That's why chickpeas is one of the things I drew for my... It's on pause right now, my project to make the subscriber badges. One of them is a chickpea. So that's how much I love them. Alright, I was using 03, I think, for the face. I forgot to do the eye here. The pupil and the iris. There, got it. Okay. I'm thinking about whether I should do the little swirly fizzy hairs now or wait till I erase, but then I won't see where they were if I wait to erase. So yeah, let's do them now. I'm actually going to go to an even smaller. My smallest pen, the 005. Okay, got my frizzies in. Go back to the 01 for a little bit more I wanted to do on the braid. It's getting hard to tell what I've done and what I wanted to still do, but I think that's it for Chibi me. Yeah. It had to be this way. It's because it's the opposite proportion. Well, it's beyond the opposite proportion because what is the standard proportion? 7 heads to the body or something like that? The standard human proportion, average or whatever, and then this is 1-to-1. So it had to be done. There was no other way. It's almost like he has a tiny little pompadour. The way this one curl goes. Might add more to his hair later, but I think that's all I want to do until I've erased. Okay, so move on to, well, let's do the eyebrows. I think I'm gonna do the smallest. I'm in the second to smallest pen right now, but I'm going to go on to the smallest pen. Wolf is here. Hello, how are you? I love the Chibi idea. Yay! I'm glad you like it. How are you doing? So glad to see you. Hope everything's been going well. Oh, and Satuita says 7.5. 7.5 heads on the standard or traditional head to body ratio for a human being. The Chibi 1-to-1. Oh, good. Half day at work. Nice. So, have you been off for a while then? Or did you just get off? Was it the first half of the day that was the half day of work, or did you have the morning off and then you just got off of regular work? Regular work. What am I talking about? Anyway, I think you know. what I'm saying. Not that it matters. You don't have to. Oh, been off for a while. Oh, okay. I'm glad you could join us. Hey, thank you, thank you. Are you looking forward to the weekend now? Had half day off and now the weekend ahead of you? I keep thinking I want to take the day off and I'm like, just hang in there. You scheduled yourself those recovery weeks, recharge weeks. So just hang in there. So for the glasses, since the frame is actually only along the top half of the glasses, for the bottom part where I'm inking, I'm purposefully doing a broken line to help get that idea across that it's just the glass, and so there's a little bit light shining through perhaps and breaking up the line. That's the idea anyway. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. That's the only thing I know of that. I guess you're in a good mood then, huh? I remember everybody hated that song when it came out and got popular. For me, I was like, well, it's not the best song ever, but I don't see why it's hated with such vehemence. It didn't make sense to me. It was just like it was fun to hate the song, so. Oh, is that the next lyrics? Everybody looking forward to the weekend. I guess, maybe, that's how it goes. Is it continuing? 7 a.m. waking up. I don't know. I don't know how to sing the rest of the song. Are you singing the rest of the lyrics? I guess because I was just like, whatever, and I never really listened to the whole song. I've, like, heard it because people would, well, this is kind of funny, but people would, like, rickroll, but with that song. It's funny, rickroll is a... People rickrolled so much that that's become its own thing, even though it was originally a song to do... Anyway. Wonder if everybody knows what I'm talking about. Do people rickroll anymore? Cereal. Yep. Are these still lyrics? People rickroll sometimes. Do people still play the game? We'll see if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody is playing the game. Everybody plays the game. Of course, that means I lost the game. Yay! Oh, that's so funny. Man, I inked this too far in a bit. I'll just leave it. Instead of redrawing it and like try to fix it in Photoshop, let's just leave it. Let's leave the little imperfections. It's good. It's good to practice my anti-perfectionism. Wolf, how dare you? It's funny. Okay, so I used this tiniest pen for the glasses because I wanted to keep them really delicate looking. I'm going to now... Wait, first there's a little design on these glasses here. You can't really see it on that side because of the angle, but I'm going to switch to the 03, so go up a few sizes to do the rest of the facial features. Oops, am I on? I'm getting so into it, I'm forgetting to look and make sure I'm still drawing where the camera can see. irises, pupils. Oh, and the rest of his ear. Got the outside part when I did the outline, but... Oh, and there's some hair here, so... Let's go with the 01. I've been using the 01 for hair. Boop. Sweet, I think I got all of his facial features. Maybe we can add a little bit more hair. It's not in the sketch, but now that I'm looking at it, I think we need a little bit more hair right here above this leg of the glasses. And maybe coming out there. Okay. What size was I using for the clothes? I think actually I was using this 01 because the wrinkles are so tiny. Oh, what? There's only 10 minutes left. Having so much fun, I did not even realize the time passing. Today has been a good stream. At least for me. I can only speak for myself. His little earbud sticking out of his pocket. What does it have in its pockets, is my precious? An earbud. What's earbuds, precious? Okay. Yeah, let's ink in the pupils because then that way when I erase, it always erases a little bit of the ink. That way it will be the same, how can I put this? The same amount of ink will be erased away so that the pupils don't stand out if I ink them afterwards. And I really don't know if I explained that well, but anyway, I have a good reason. A good reason to ink them in now. Before erasing. Oh, I thought of a better way to say it. The ink fades when you erase. This way the pupils will fade the same amount as the rest of the ink on the page. Well, it doesn't fade, it's faded, but the effect is the same. Sort of the difference between saying the sun rises. The sun doesn't really rise, it's that the earth is turning, but same idea. Okay. Yeah, let's erase. So I like to use this kneaded eraser first. It's gentler on the page. And I try to erase the entire sheet because I am not that careful about smudging the graphite while I'm drawing these, so erasing the entire page helps catch anything that I smeared here and there. I'm the cool thing about kneaded erasers is as it picks up the graphite, you just stretch it out and fold it over, and then it sort of disappears into the eraser, and then you've got a basically clean eraser again. Is this graphite on my table? It is! No! Huh. Graphite is so tough too. You can't just easily like clean it off of here. I've tried like spraying cleaner spray and it doesn't go. The only thing that gets it off is an eraser. There, I think I did it. Where did I get it? Ah. Yep, I've got a big bunch of, I'm gonna wipe this on my, got the nice black pants on. Wipe the graphite off of my hand. Onto the pants. There. That's better. Man, hopefully there's not, I don't see any more. Okay. My hands are clean too, it seems. Ah! Stay. No, stay. Okay. I think that's as much as I can do with the kneaded eraser. Or as much as worth doing with the kneaded eraser. Let's move on to a plastic eraser. Oh, what size? One of these? Yeah. Use my second to biggest plastic eraser. It says Pentel Click Eraser. It's the first one I ever got that's like a stick eraser, and it was like blew my mind. I was like, this is the best thing that ever existed, because I hated using mechanical pencils, and then they come with a little eraser like this big, and you use it up and then you can't erase with your freaking pencil anymore. It was back in grade school. Maybe junior high. I first discovered this is like the best thing ever invented. And now I have this like huge array of stick erasers. Still super awesome. All kinds of sizes and shapes. I think there's only 5 minutes left. I think I might have to finish up my little detail inking next week before getting started on coloring. But I'll do what I can do today. See how far we get. Oh yeah, there's lots left in my shoes here. Okay, let's swipe these off with my swipey brush. Boom. And see what it's looking like. Oh, Wolf, you like these too? Did you use them in school as well? Like, not even just for drawing. If you have to do a bunch of schoolwork in pencil, these are the best. Oh, it sounds there. Make sure it's visible. You are the star right now, eraser. And this is actually one of my original ones. It's survived pretty well. Like, look at this. This is all loose. The other ones I have, it came in a 3-pack with a black one and a red one. and they broke in various ways. So I actually put the black and red one together so that I think it's like the red body and then the black grip here, because the red grip just came off. And this part is totally broken on that one. But otherwise survived really well. I've had this for ages and ages and ages. Alright, time to look very closely, and I shall move to my teeny tiniest eraser for any little itty bitty bits that need more attention. As I always say, I like to get as much graphite off as I can, because once I put the marker down, it's there permanently. So if there's some really obvious line I forgot, and then I put marker on top, and I say this because I've done it before, and I'm like, no, and I try to erase, nope, it will not erase. What's the markers on there? Marker seals it into place. Of course, there's always some little bits that you're just never going to get off no matter what. So you just got to accept some of those marks. But that's why when I'm going to be coloring digitally, I love to use the blue pencil. Because then I don't even have to worry about erasing. Just remove it digitally. Remove the sketch digitally. Yeah, erasing is taking so long. Absolutely no time for a little detail inking. That'll be next week. And I'll probably do a check if I remember next week, just to make sure there's no more lines, but I think this is good for today. Swipe all this stuff into the trash. And then, yep, we are at time, so hold this up for everybody to see the close-up version of the me and Sean Astin, Mika and Sean Astin. Yay! And then the portrait of him as Samwise will be in here digitally later. I can hold it up even closer. Coming along nicely, I think. I love all the wrinkles in the clothes. It's so fun to draw. And the hair is fun to draw too. We both have curly hair. Yeah, there we are. Hooray! Another Chibi Friday done. So, who shall we raid today? Let's see if there's anybody on. Well, I can pop over to Margot Simone Art. She's streaming again today. Unless anybody has any other suggestions for new cozy art streams, we could... New cozy, family-friendly art streams. But they have to be on now, too. That's a tough thing. It's hard to find people who are also good, but... Sounds good to me. Okay, let's go raid Margot Simone Art. See the progress she's made on her raccoon. It's even in this little preview image, it's looking cute. Yesterday she was working on the eyes. Okay, I'm over here, still on the raccoon. Well, I think this is a different one from last time. Well, unless you didn't raid with us yesterday, right? I think this is a different one from a few weeks ago. Oh, you were watching it. Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one as yesterday then. What am I doing? Oh, right. I need to move this over here. So I'm on my PC now, so hopefully I'm still audible to you being farther away from my mic. I like to raid from my PC so I can type properly. Alright, /raid Margot Simone Art. Did I spell it right? I think so. Okay, boom. Yay, raid is started. So while the countdown is going, I want to thank you for joining me today and making today a super awesome end of the week. Yay! I'll be back next week with more illustration on Wednesday and Thursday and Chibi Friday on Friday, so I hope to see you then. But we're ready to raid, so let's go! Awesome. Looks like it worked. So if you're still on my stream now or watching the recording later, I'm going to sign off. Hope to see you next week. And thank you for watching.